Good morning, guys, and welcome to the second video of Vlogmas. So the theme of the day is inspiration, finding inspiration for writing your picture book. So kind of like doing the research and figuring out what you like and kind of what's popular out there and stuff like that to help you get like your concept and your idea and stuff like that. So this is definitely not like a 1 or 2 day affair. This is kind of ongoing. If you're interested in writing picture books, you should definitely be paying attention to the, I guess, like the industry and you know, but it shouldn't be a chore either. Like if you have a heart for picture books, which you really have to if you want to get into this game, because as everyone says, it's a little bit of a beast, and it's definitely not like the highest money making thing and stuff like that. So it's more of a passion game. But you should be like wanting to kind of keep yourself abreast on what's out there. And so what I do a lot of times is I go to the library and I try to kind of have like a constant flow of picture books being checked out. Having said that, I have not been to the library in like 5 months. So I'm getting myself back on the ball here and practicing what I preach. So first step today is taking a trip to the brand new Austin Library. So one of the decisions to make when you're planning out your picture book is what kind of book you want it to be. Do you want it to be a character-driven story? So mine, the Mr. T-Rex, is a character-driven story. That is why I got Olivia and Babar as kind of like inspiration and references just to see how those characters develop. I really wanted to get Eloise by Hilary Knight, and I completely forgot the illustrator's name, and I watched a documentary on him too, but they didn't have it. So I got character, but there's also like concept-driven stories. Sadly, the one that comes to mind right now is like Everyone Poops, but that's teaching kids about like an important concept in life. And what other kind of stories are there? I guess me. So yeah, decide what kind of story you want to do. And since we're doing character driven, I'm going to focus on just kind of like noting some inspiration from Olivia, Babar, and a couple more characters that kind of stuck with me as I was growing up and even like becoming an adult and stuff. So one thing that I appreciate about Babar is that he usually, at some point in the story, is wearing this kind of like signature green suit, which creates sort of like a visual consistency throughout the series. And for character-driven series, I think that's pretty important. So here in the other book, you can also see him wearing that suit. In terms of style, it's pretty simplistic. It's all just kind of like about just like the simple lines and primary colors and stuff. Another thing that I really like about how it's illustrated is like this old dude, Cornelius, is like a wrinkly elephant, which I just think is kind of funny. So Babar is one of these books that like personifies the animals. All of like the sophisticated ones, like Babar's buddies in his kingdom or whatever, kind of wear these like dapper little outfits. And it does incorporate humans into the mix as well. In this one, see there's like a little circus instructor. And then this is an old lady that comes like in and out of the stories. She was in a couple of other ones. So again, just those like sort of threads throughout the plot of the series helps to tie everything together and to kind of like create this world for your characters. So with that, let's move on to Olivia. This is Olivia, the original, and probably my favorite Olivia. So right off the bat, like I'm super familiar with Olivia. Ian Falconer is honestly, I think, a genius in terms of character development, and Olivia is an absolutely genius character. I can relate to her on so many levels. So again, we have, like, I'm really attracted to this sort of like simplistic style. He does all of his lines in these like really loose sort of pencil lines, but he just gets the expression so right with so little. Another thing that he does is incorporates humor. This is Olivia. She's good at a lot of things. So right off the bat, without even saying anything, we kind of know she's a bit of a diva. And let me find, how adorable is that? Okay, so this is like one of my favorite spreads of all time in picture books. I just, as a kid, I remember like any repetitive thing like this would just absolutely captivate me. You know, I would be there like, oh, you know, which outfit is my favorite, whatever. That's a very Mr. T-Rex-esque outfit. So I love this kind of thing, and I just love his limited color palette. I just find that so inspirational. The fact that he pretty much just uses red throughout this book. That's something that he repeats in a number of his books, but he'll incorporate like one or two more colors sometimes. So in this one, obviously, the color is blue. Woo. Again, his tone is like pretty witty and sophisticated, so both adults and children can read Olivia and appreciate it. Like, you don't feel like it's just for kids. So here, obviously, the color is pink. Right off the bat, you can tell that Olivia might not be into pink so much, which I just think is like, look how fabulous she is. Oh, she's my inspiration. Pierre really likes her too. Don't you, Pierre? Yeah. And that's a wrap for today. The next video is going to be about writing the manuscript. So I have started the manuscript. I'm still in process, and I'm just going to kind of talk about like how long it takes me and how I go about doing it, and like, I guess, all of the conventions that you have to fit in and all of that good stuff. So until next time, TTFN.